Sweat Peoples.
Hello.
Podcast number 2. Today you have Vinny.
And Vinny.
And today we're talking about stuff.
Yeah.
Surprisingly. So let's start off with everybody's hot topic right now. Ben Affleck as our number one hero and savior, Batman.
I thought you were going to say Jesus for a second.
I can't see Ben Affleck trying to save me.
Yeah. He has too much of the Jersey boy in him.
Yeah, that's how. Okay, so this is the second movie that hasn't even come out that I'm on like I don't want to see. First, it was Brad Pitt trying to save me from zombies.
Oh.
Now it's Ben Affleck trying to save me from the Joker in Gotham City. I don't understand. I understand. A friend told me yesterday why Christian Bale isn't doing this anymore. Offered him $50 million. $50 million.
50,000 is how big their toilet paper rolls are.
If you gave me $50,000, I would do the movie. He turned down $50 million.
That's how much they paid Robert Down Syndrome Jr. to play Iron Man in Avengers.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn. Well, I mean, she also told me that it's taken a toll on his body, that, he has to take some time away from Batman. And then he's afraid that it's going to turn into the superheroes movie with the
Justice League?
The Justice League. You know what, if we're going to let Ben Affleck play, Batman, still waiting for... maybe Kim Kardashian could play Wonder Woman.
Oh my god. Those would be the worst. I'm from the island of Aurora where only women... Oh my god. We're all in control.
How do you feel about Ben?
I'm sure if the writer's good, he might do alright. I don't know who the writer for Superman 2 is. But I don't think he can do the deep voice like Christian Bale can do it.
And that's what a lot of people had a problem with, was his deep voice, which I actually loved. He did it so when his voice was pretty recognizable. As you know, Bruce Wayne, he's going to be talking to a lot of people. So many people's going to know his name. I understand if he doesn't come back for the Batman and Robin series. He said he was not going to play Batman if Robin was in it, and that's understandable. But this is such a huge role right now that I can't... We've been through so many Batmans. So what we're going to start is past Batmans.
Yep, past Batman.
Who's your favorite past Batman?
I would have to say George Clooney. Besides Christian Bale, it's George Clooney. Because that's when he fought Mr. Freeze, who was Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I love Arnold Schwarzenegger. He is, he gives me hope. I'm like, if I could be that dumb and have that much money, power to it. And he became a governor. Is like, you know what? I'm gonna stop doing these movies. Let me just,
But then also, the person he was running against was a porn star, so they didn't really have good choices.
I don't see... yeah. I don't see, it's either for somebody you can barely understand them, or who fucks everybody and their grandma. Literally.
Yep.
Present Batman, obviously Christian Bale.
Oh yeah, the dude who smokes 6 cartons of cigarettes just to get right for the night. He has to start 2 hours early. He's like, Wilfred, give me some smokes. This isn't a car. This isn't a car. This isn't a car. Alright, I'm ready.
Goes out and fights some crime.
Yeah.
I will admit, I watched them out of order, so I watched The Dark Knight Rises, and Batman Beginning. So I started over, and I was like, wow. Builds up. Because I never understood who Ra's al Ghul was.
Oh, yeah. Qui-Gon Jinn.
Yeah. I needed to sit down, because all I would see is those memes that I trained Batman.
Oh, yeah.
And I never understood those. And I was like, what? When did you do... You had time to do this when you were shooting Taken? But I went back and I watched it. Then I watched Dark Knight Rises. And then I mean, Dark Knight and then Dark Knight Rises. Because then Dark Knight Rises made more sense to me.
Yeah.
Because when I saw it in theaters, I was like, what the fuck? Who's this Bane? And what do you mean they got trained by the same person? And
The League of Shadows.
yeah. You know what I thought about that? I was like, if I could get trained by the League of Shadows, fuck yeah.
Are you kidding me? They take you and they beat you up every day.
So many of you don't know this, but I have a pure hatred for
Black chicks.
No, not. I'm black if you don't know that. So the two of us are minorities. So this is sorry for all the thousands of subscribers we're about to lose. All minorities, unsubscribe. But I have I don't understand Tom Cruise. I have a deep hatred for the man, and I don't understand why. And if the League of Shadows trained me, it was like, okay, it's time for you to kill somebody. Okay, I'll be back. Top Gun's dead. There won't be any more shitty movies where we have to get shoe lifts for the midget. Oh my god, can I just say something? For somebody who's a short man, he's got a huge fucking ego.
That's because he makes more money in a second than we'll make our entire lives.
I want to know how much celebrities make a minute. Because I know J.K. Rowling makes $8 an hour. Or
What?
$8 a minute, I think.
I was about to say, she barely makes more than I do.
But I saw that and I was like, really? And I was like, damn.
That's good money.
Future Batmans. Ben Affleck being... If he's still in the contract stages where they're like, Ben, we're looking at you, you're looking good, we want you for the Batman, but we have some other candidates. Who would you choose?
Christopher Walken. For one simple fact, I'd laugh my ass off when he talked. You know, when I come for you in the Batmobile, you won't be able to resist my strength. I come for you in the darkness.
I fucking love Christopher Walken. You know what? Adam West. Bring him back.
Whoa. He'd be, if you've ever seen the cartoon Batman Beyond, he'd be the old Bruce Wayne.
Old Bruce Wayne.
Yeah. That was a cool one, the future Batman.
Really?
Where he had the flying Batmobile.
You know what? If he didn't already play Bane, Tom Hardy, he played Bane in the movies. He was actually shorter than Christian Bale. They had to actually put shoe lifts in his shoes so he can be taller in the movies. But I could see him being a possibility for a Batman. He's
That would be some irony.
Well, just imagine you didn't know who he was as Bane.
Yeah.
So somebody else was Bane and then Tom Hardy stepped in. Then you would remember him as Batman. But it seems like you play Batman, you're going to be a legend. So you want to be legendary and play Batman. Oh, fuck it. Neil Patrick Harris.
Oh!
Let's get NPH.
NPH.
Be Batman. But go ahead in the comments below and tell us who you would like to play the
Dark
Batman,
Knight.
the Savior. It has to be somebody rich.
Oh my
Batman has
god,
to stay rich.
what if they got Robert Down Syndrome Jr. to play Batman and Iron Man?
They had what's his name? I can't remember his last name. Chris. He played the flamethrower.
Chris Evans
in. He played
Fantastic Four. The Human Torch.
Human Torch in the Fantastic Four. The plays Captain America. So what do you also tell me what you think about conflicting roles in superhero movies? Do you think only you should be able to choose? Because if you really think about it, he didn't know he was going to play Captain America.
The Fantastic Four was made like 3 years before they even had an idea to make Captain America.
While we're on the subject of movies, what are your feelings? I've always wanted to ask you, what are your feelings toward these remakes that have been coming? Because you know Carrie is about to be remade.
Yep.
They remade Evil Dead. They made Total Recall. They're pulling all these movies.
21 Jump Street.
21. They're pulling all these 80 things out and trying to, get us back into the groove. I mean,
I think what it is they're running out of good ideas for a little bit, so and it was kind of the space in between, the really good movies like the Avengers, and if you don't know, look up Guardians of the Galaxy. That's supposed to be badass. That's another superhero movie from the same guys who did Avengers. But I think also there's so many new young people who are getting into movies that they don't know about 80s movies. Granted, neither one of us was born in the 80s either.
Yes.
But we were still alive when the 80s had just happened, so we know the originals.
So, I've also been seeing patterns of movies that are starting to come out. Do you remember that one year that it was just like a year full of horror movies? And it was a great year of horror movies. Like, I love horror movies. As a girl, I will be the first one to be in line to see a horror movie, and I do not bitch out about it.
And I'll be the last one, and I will bitch out about it.
I love horror movies. I have not watched a horror movie that I have truly been scared of. As a little kid, I used to watch Chucky. I used to have a Chucky doll. Was not afraid of it. I have a feeling that horror movies are what's going to save this generation right now. And I think that's why they remade Evil Dead the way they did. And then they had The Conjuring. We talked about that in our last podcast. It's the horror aspect you can never get enough of. It's always something that, and I think that's another thing. You always can predict what's happening. I love the horror movies where there's blood and it's gore and I don't know what's happening.
Damn, that's a hard horror movie to get then.
And exactly. I want to have a movie where I do not know what's going to happen next. I want to sit there like a little helpless little girl, and I simply just want to have the shit scared out of me. And I sit in the movies and I wait, and I hear from all the people around me. And I just sit there and was like, saw it. Saw it coming. Braced myself. Got it.
Yeah. Horror movies nowadays always do the build-ups that are real obvious. Like The Conjuring. If you haven't seen it, there's like this part where the wind chime is like going crazy and the guy's like looking at it. And then, you see something barely move and they build it up so much that the people who actually almost pee their pants scared are kind of
And that's what I loved about 80s horror movies, because they're so cheesy, but they're so good.
They are good.
And
say hello to my boomstick.
This movie just came out. It's called You're Next. Did you see The Strangers?
Yeah.
I think it's like that.
It looks kind of like that, yeah. Doesn't the chick fight back in You're Next? Like
I don't know. I have not seen it. I'm starting to be that movie skeptic when you've been to movies with me and I've seen previews and I just straight look at it. Gay.
And you yell out gay.
Exactly. And it's getting to the point where there's very minimal movies I want to see. But I did see We Are the Millers.
Oh man, I want to see that.
It was a really good movie. I give it a solid 8 out of 10. Just because I love Jason Sudeikis.
Oh, dude. Oh, God.
Okay, so we went past, we went present, and we went future. They're making a Horrible Bosses 2.
Really?
Yes, they are. I was watching that today, and I was like, oh, let's look up Horrible Bosses. And I saw a sequel in Wikipedia, and I was like, click. And they're making a Horrible Bosses 2. It was supposed to be coming out late 2013, but the director couldn't do it because of conflicts. So they're trying to get a new director, and it should be coming to your silver screen. So look out for that. Go see We Are the Millers if you haven't seen it, and go sit down and watch an 80s horror movie.
Yeah.
Or any remake that you've seen, watch the original Total Recall. Watch the original Carrie before it comes out.
Oh, the original Total Recall is so much better. When he's pulling the tracker out of... Arnold Schwarzenegger plays the main guy in the first Total Recall, and there's this point where he's pulling a tracker out of his head. You can tell the head's made out of rubber, but just the noises he makes when he's pulling out, he's all... It's the most funniest thing you'll ever see in a movie.
And I think that's what the 80s movies had. They were so cheesy, but they were so good. And
I'm sure at the time all the effects weren't cheesy. I bet people were like, "Oh my god," coming in their pants. That fake head looks so real.
Did you see the original Carrie?
I have not.
Okay, for you that don't get out of the house, that don't have a TV, that are just total shut-ins, Carrie is a girl who was picked on, and she started developing telekinesis. Her mom's a very Christian woman, called her a witch, and tried to shut her away from the world. Well, these girls were like, "Hey, Carrie, come here. We want you to be a part of our lives." They take her to prom, and shit just gets real.
With some pig blood.
Yeah, they just... And it goes to show you that, you know...
Don't pick on the weird kids, because they'll pull a Columbine.
Exactly. And,
Except with their mind.
And it also tells you that, you know, be friends with the weirdo. Get him a Snickers bar, because...
Okay, Dane Cook.
Exactly. I was about to say Dane Cook. He was right. Be their friend, because when nobody else is their friend and they decide to, you know, go crazy, you're going to be the one he thought about before he went and shot up everybody else.
Yeah. Yeah. He'll walk into your classroom and shoot everyone, and he'll see you, and he'll be like, "Thank you."
For being my friend.
I know. And he just pops some smoke, and you can run out the window or something.
Exactly.
Oh, but I have a funny little joke about... that ties in with Ben Affleck and Horrible Bosses, too.
Okay.
So, Jason Bateman, the guy who plays one of the guys in Horrible Bosses, he had a movie with Ben Affleck called Extract, and Ben Affleck was a drug dealer in that movie. So it's funny that a drug dealer is now Batman.
That's funny.
Yeah. And I have another joke.
Okay.
If an illegal immigrant were to fight a child molester, would it be Alien versus Predator?
Saw that.
Oh.
Okay, so I have a joke for you then. Have you ever tasted Ethiopian food?
Uh-uh.
Neither have they. Okay, so moving on to the music industry. Dun 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 dun. We talked about Hoodie Allen in our last podcast. His album Americoustic went out last week and stayed as soon as it went out to iTunes. It went from not being on the charts to being number 8 to being number 7 to being number 6, and then I went to bed and it was number 4, right behind Lady Gaga, Luke Bryan, and
Lady Gaga still has an album?
Right?
That bitch hasn't done nothing in like 2 years.
Exactly.
And Music Time, that's a lifetime.
Yeah, exactly. But Hoodie Allen, if you don't know him, check him out. Go to www.hoodieallen.com. All his music's free to download except All American, which I think you should download. But his acoustic album is truly amazing, like I said. And it's $4 on iTunes. Tell a friend, share a friend, give it to a gift as a friend. Just get his name out there because he is an independent artist. He makes the beats himself. He records by himself. No manager. He does it all.
He even wipes his own ass.
From sun up to sundown, it's just Hoodie and then his fans. So, #Hoodie Mob. Shouts out to Mr. Allen.
Yeah.
Present. Bless the Fall, Asking Alexandria has came out with a new album. Bless the Fall, Hollow Bodies came out. And I'm telling you, I was stoked for that album. So good. Bless the Fall has never disappointed. I don't think there's a Bless the Fall song that I hate.
Wow.
Exactly. So, you know when you have a good hardcore band, that you don't even have a song that you hate by them, you're doing pretty good. So, shout out to Bless the Fall. Asking Alexandria.
I always seem like they're really gay. Really? Just the way that they dress, they just seem super gay.
Well, okay, so let's start with this.
I don't have a problem with gay people, by the way.
Let's start like this. I have been a Asking Alexandria fan, and I hate those people who are like, "Oh, I hate that they changed. I wish they'd go back to the old music."
Old movie.
All artists have to evolve. They have to start from somewhere. And because if they just put out the same album all the time, you're going to get sick of it and you're going to complain then. But with this one, there's no words for this one. So when I watched an interview with Ben and James, Ben is lead guitar backup singer, and James plays the drums for all you AA fans out there. They said Death to Destiny was a rebirth. Because during their relentless and relentless cycle, they were doing drugs and they thought they were going to kill themselves. So with this album, it was a rebirth. And I think this was a nice rebirth from them. Because now they're moving on to post-hardcore, where it's clean vocals and screams.
Wow, clean vocals.
Most hardcore bands that I listen to have clean screams and then some screams and
all the hardcore I've ever listened to, just the entire 5-minute song is blowing out my vocal cords here.
That's like Arsonist, Get All the Girls. That's that type status. But Asking Alexandria, I'm really proud of this album. Go pick it up. It's number 32 on the iTunes charts. I couldn't find hoodies. That makes me disappointed because I'm telling you right now, as an independent artist, to see him at number 4 and number 1 on the hip hop charts, I forgot to mention that. It's just amazing.
Yeah.
Future, for all you Day to Remember fans. Common Courtesy, they have started their webisodes, so they're being their little goofy, funny selves. They have not set a release date, and it's really pissing me off because I remember the first time I listened to A Day to Remember, and I was like, must download all their songs, must sell my soul, must. And now that they don't have anything for the release date, they have an album coming out. That's what Common Courtesy is. And they don't have a release date, which is bumming me to hell. Well, I'm just hoping that, one day they wake up and be like, yeah, so we decided to release Common Courtesy, go pick it up.
They probably already have it made and they're just like stashing it. They're like, we're going to wait till we're almost bankrupt and we'll release this.
Well, they have been going on tour, so shout outs to ADTR and shout outs to Bless the Fall, Asking Alexandria, and once more, hashtag Hoodie Mob.
Word.
Future also, G-Eazy, my man, is also in the studio. He's also an independent artist, so go check G-Eazy out. You can download his music for free, or you can pay for it, and I highly recommend that you pay for it. It's not something that you just go and be like, you know what, I'm going to just steal all this real quick.
Unless you're a computer guy, then you just get everything for free.
And, so, music, if you're looking for new music, looking for some beats to bump to, some music to headbang to, check out those artists I just told you about, and feel free to leave your favorite bands or artists in the comments. I'll look them up, I'll check them out, so will Vinny.
Yeah.
We never got to really tell ourselves. My real name is Ventrice. It's just easier for you to call me Vinny, because nobody can pronounce my name, and it frustrates the fuck out of me, so call me Vinny. And, Vincent over here.
Yes, my real name is Vincent, but I go by Vinny, and it bugs me when people are like, hey Vince, or hey Vincent. It's like, no, my name is Vinny. Don't make me kill you.
Mistaken identity.
Yeah.
Born identity. Pull a Jason Bourne on you. I don't know who you're talking about. Who? What? When?
Where?
So, let's talk about some video games.
Oh, video games. A lot of stuff.
Saints Row 4.
Yeah. That's a present, though. We should start at past.
So I'm a Sims fan. I'm a Sims whore. This is a little bit past and present. Sims 3 franchise is about to end, and hello, Sims 4. So
New Horizons.
Let's talk about present now.
Okay, present. So, yeah, Saints Row 4, 5 out of 5, 10 out of 10, however you want to rank it. If you just want to mess around and just do some crazy-ass jumps and have a dubstep gun, get this game. It's awesome. It's tons of fun. If you like video games, you'll like this game. But here's the drawback.
It's
It's still a perfect game, but I was around when the Saints Row 1, Saints Row 2, and Saints Row 3 when they were fighting for the hood. I kind of miss fighting for the hood.
But the thing is, now, he's the president of the United States. So the main protagonist is whoever you choose.
Yeah, it's a build your own character type thing.
And I did not know that. I've only played Saints Row the 3rd and the 4th. And when I was trying to tell my friend Christian about who my character was, he didn't understand. So then I went online trying to find his name, and I forgot that you choose your character. So whoever you choose is the main guy. So for the 3rd and the 4th, I chose the same guy. The first guy that you have your clicker on. So I chose him. So you're the president of the United States. Hood already fought for. Got it on lockdown, homie. And then
one of his secretaries, a guy named Benjamin King, in the second one, he was one of the bosses you had to fight.
Really?
He was a rival gang leader.
Oh, that's awesome. But you're president of the United States, and all of a sudden, aliens come in. So
and they fuck your shit.
So then, I think once again you are fighting for your hood, because then it's you versus the aliens. The aliens are coming in on your turf. Like, you know what? We're just gonna take this right here, all of it, and then leave you with nothing. Because halfway through the game, that's what he's probably leaving you with. I have not finished it yet, and if I do, I'm not going to even give it out. But Saints Row the 4th, I have to say, it's a pretty good game. Couple glitches every now and then, but what game doesn't have glitches?
Yeah.
And future, Sims 4. Sims 4 comes out 2014 for you that are Sims fan. It is, let's see, the deluxe edition is $70. And it comes with Life of the Party, Up All Night, a digital soundtrack, and Origin exclusive content. Or you can just get the, PC regular edition and pay, $60 for it and just get none of that. Which I'm probably going to do because we're in a recession and I'm going to start hooking for some money in a second. But Sims 4, if you've seen the video, it's just changed. It's none of the sidebar make your character. It's push and pull. So if you want somebody's nose to be flatter, you push it in or pull it out to make it longer. It's basically, if I wanted to sit down and make a character that looked like me, I could basically do that.
Wow.
And it would just be me on the computer. It's getting to that next generation technology, which I'm starting to love. And,
oh, God. Some of the stuff I've read where you can set up cameras in each corner of your room, and it actually will set up a virtual area.
Really?
Where it's pretty much like Kinect when you can have handguns.
It's going to be like the... Did anybody see the movie...
Gamer?
It's
getting to that. It's going to be good. But yeah, a game I'm looking forward to, I would have to say, is Call of Duty Ghost.
Ooh!
But I am a Call of Duty slut. It's really bad. I've played from Call of Duty Big Red 1 on the old PlayStation 2 to Call of Duty Black Ops 2, which just came out. But yeah, Call of Duty Ghost, oh man, that game looks like it just takes it to a whole nother level of rapage.
I can vouch for his hoariness. Because I did go to the midnight premiere for him for the Black Ops. And shook my ass and I broke a beer bottle. And I have to say, I own Call of Duty too. And I have not been a Call of Duty fan, but I am a fan of video games. I will tell you that. I may not play them all, but I play them. And when I look at a game franchise like Call of Duty, like The Sims, like Saints Row, it's the franchises that get me. Because I know at the end of the day, those are the ones that I'm going to look back with my kids and be like, fucking love that. Now, I will say there's a franchise that just needs to go away.
Uh-oh.
Splinter Cell.
Oh, you hating on the Splinter Cell?
I played the original Splinter Cell on the PlayStation.
Wow.
On the Woo, PlayStation! Like, the PlayStation.
Where you could chuck it off the building and it still work. Nowadays, you barely bump your Xbox and it's...
Red ring of death.
Yeah.
But I'll say that needs to go away because it's been so long. I mean, a good finale. What does need to come back, which did have a comeback game, Max Payne.
Oh.
I have played the original Max Payne on the PlayStation 2. And like the Grand Theft Auto series, I played that on the original PlayStation where the guy never talked.
Yeah.
He just did the missions. Where you would drive up to the blue square, sit, he would get a mission, and then, you would go on your way.
Pick up some hookers.
Exactly. And they would never say anything. Now it evolves to you're a witty character. And when I played Grand Theft Auto 4, it took me back. I thought Nico was a really strong character.
He was a good character.
So for this one, Grand Theft Auto 5, which I have pre-ordered, which comes with more land.
Yep.
And you get to be different characters in this. So video games have always evolved and will always evolve.
They're on the cutting edge of technology.
There will never be a video game that is the same. And I need to tell you guys that if you don't play video games now, you need to pick up a controller. Go to a friend's house who's like a diehard video game nerd, who sits all day in front of his computer, doesn't come out to the sun, is pale as a ghost. You need to be friends with that person.
Because that person is more fun than all of your real friends.
And I will say this, I am a 90s baby, and I had the Game Boy Color,
yep.
Game Boy SP, Game Boy
Pokemon!
Pokemon. I miss Pokemon so much.
But Pokemon X and Y are coming out soon.
I don't like this new Pokemon. Let me tell you why I don't like new Pokemon. Because I've been watching the new Pokemon series.
Goddamn, me too.
The new Pokemon series is just... Ash is a little bitch now. I will say that much.
Yeah.
Ash used to be a really strong character. Now, Ash used to be my role model. Now when I watch Ash, it's like Ash doesn't even believe in himself. So, be a 90s baby, watch the originals.
And speaking of originals, this is kind of going into our next one. Because you know that the Pokemon people, whatever company in Japan, they don't like to release DVDs.
Yes.
They hate it. But there is a website called CHI-Anime. Has the first couple Pokemon, like the first series of it, the next one, all the way up to the current one, full series, in English, HD, it's awesome. And they don't just have Pokemon. They have, I recently got back into them to relive my childhood, but Digimon.
Really?
Yep.
Do they have Naruto?
Yep.
Okay, sweet. I'm going to start watching that.
It's all alphabetized. It's real easy to find. It's amazing.
Okay. So for all you anime nerds out there.
Yeah.
And let's talk about some weird things. Let's just go on like a 5-minute weird thing before we, leave you people hanging. And then we have Benny's interesting facts.
Yes.
I saw a lady the other day. Now I'm a pretty heavy-set woman. I wear clothes that fit me. Okay? I have 46 double Ds. I wear clothes that have to fit me, that fit over my chest. But I saw a lady. She had 2 kids with her. She might have been pregnant again, I don't know. She kept rubbing her stomach. She was wearing a spaghetti strap top and short shorts all the way up to her crotch.
Was she white trash?
I'm not gonna say that. But you want to guess where I saw her?
Walmart.
At the Walmart.
Yep. Okay, so I was right.
I don't understand what it is with people nowadays, but do clothes not fit anymore? There's that. Catfish.
Oh God, that's a good show.
For you who
That's
don't
a
know,
trip.
Catfish is a TV show where people who have been dating people over the internet finally get fed up with it, call this guy Neve. If you haven't seen Catfish the movie, watch that and then watch Catfish the show. So Neve is this person who takes a girl who's been like, I've been so in love with this guy. I've known him for like 4 years. We're dating, but he won't get on video chat with me. He calls and texts me, but he won't video chat with me.
And the guys are always super good looking.
Yeah. And Neve and his friend Max do some investigation to make sure there's no red flags. And there's always... There are 2 episodes of Catfish. There's one where there are super red flags. He's got 2 friends and 6,000 pictures. None of them are tagged, of course. And
they all look like studio pictures.
Exactly. And then there's the episode where he has 400 friends. They're all tagged, and it seems legit. The episode of Catfish that really caught my eye was this season at the beginning. This girl was dating this guy named Steve for a year, and asked him to marry her. He said yes, and then she got fed up with it because he would never get on Skype or anything. She called Neve. They go out to her, and they trace the number, and they trace it to a Facebook. It was her best friend.
Yep.
Which, if that was my best friend, kick rocks, dude.
Kick rocks. I've never heard that.
Really?
Oh.
Time to hit the old dusty trail.
I've heard that one.
Okay, so they were like, if that was my friend, I would have said bye. You lied to me, pretend love, and she's had phone sex, but it wasn't with her friend, it was with her cousin, her friend's cousin.
The cousin thing, that's a little incest right there.
But it was just so weird. And then there's the Catfish episode that happened last week. He was a Marine, and they went to go meet, and he didn't show up because he got arrested. And that episode was so inspirational because he was a really nice guy. And it turned out in the end they didn't work out. Yeah,
I know, after 2 days.
I know, I was like, why?
It's because it's easy to love someone digitally.
Yeah. But, and I will say that I have never had a face-to-face relationship. But I'm not going to give any names. There is this boy I really do like, and I hope he really likes me. And
love shout out.
Love shout out. I don't love him. I really like him. I could talk to him for hours.
You should see her face right now.
He's a really nice guy, but
really big dick.
I don't know. It's not that type of relationship.
Whoa.
Yeah.
If you can have people who are listening, if you can have a computer relationship and not do sexting, that's some I don't even know what, but that's some stones.
Which is really popular right now in this day and age. Because it's sexting, it's teen pregnancies, and stuff like that.
It's because MTV promotes it all. Even if they say at the end, we do not promote teen sex.
If you know somebody who is pregnant and needs help,
drive them to Planned Parenthood.
But if you, and we're not saying that teen pregnancy is wrong, but it can be prevented.
Yeah.
Anything can be prevented.
Wrap it before you tap it.
And it's sad because we literally just graduated a year ago, and so far about 3-4 people in my graduating class are knocked up, and I was like, really? Even
some underneath the year that graduated after us, one girl's having twins.
Really?
Yep.
You gotta tell me who it is after this. But let's what's one more thing I wanted to talk about?
Oh, one last thing on the Catfish. I personally like the episodes where it turns out that they're not the actual people.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know why. I just like seeing them.
You knew? I kind of like... Did you see the one in season 1 where it was a girl who was going to be transgendered? If you don't know what that episode, it's this girl who thinks she's talking to a guy who turns out to be a girl who's being transitioned to a guy, and they work out. She was okay with her being
having a beaver.
Yeah. But they are gonna, she was gonna have the, sex change, and they were gonna work. I wonder if they're still together.
Oh no, MTV always has those updates on the website. I'm just too lazy to get on.
Right, I want to go see. Okay, let's pull out our cellular smartphones, and we are using the Twitter app. Shout outs to Uberfax.
Oh, yeah.
Recently, if you don't follow Uberfax, follow Uberfax. And then follow Uber Obvious.
Oh, God, that's hilarious.
You want to tell some Uber facts to us?
I can. So, the first one is, technically, there are only 46 states in the U.S. Kentucky, Massachusetts, Pennsylvania, and Virginia are all commonwealths.
What's that mean?
That means they're kind of like states, but they ain't.
Wow.
So, yeah, that was, when I read that, I was like, whoa! They should take off a couple stars.
When Tupac was cremated, the members of Outlaws smoked him and some weed together. They rolled him up in a joint and smoked him. And one of the people to have done that was Snoop Dogg. Or Snoop Lion, I'm sorry.
Ah.
Well, who the fuck is he now? Is he Snoop? He's like P. Diddy. It started from P. Diddy to...
Puff Daddy.
It started Puff Daddy to P. Diddy, and he's just the Y now.
Yeah.
But you don't pronounce it. It's silent.
Yeah. They should just call him Sean Combs. Here's one that I like. You know, it's for the couples out there. It says, cuddling with loved ones releases oxytocin, a hormone which reduces stress, prevents nausea, and headaches. So it actually relaxes you. Makes you feel less sick if you are sick.
Really?
Some cuddling action.
A thumbs down gesture would be used to save a gladiator, while a thumbs down meant to kill him. Or
A
thumbs
thumbs
up
up
meant to kill him, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And last but not least, the filling in an Oreo cookies was originally pork fat.
Yep, saw that one too.
Which was, bars of soap are made out of lard.
Yep. So you're cleaning yourself with some fat.
Yeah. So, fat on fat. Fat on fat on fat. No, just kidding.
That sounds like KFC's new slogan.
Me and Vinny love to joke around, but some of the things we said here tonight, we don't, really mean that. We like to joke around, so.
Yeah.
I know you're going to put some hate in the comments. First of all, I
know
love
you're
gay
succeeding
people.
when you get hate.
Yeah. Haters gonna hate. Shouts out to Franzilla.
Oh, and shouts out to Rad Brad too, because he has some awesome video. If you're on the fence about buying a video game, he's probably done a review of it and a walkthrough. Watch him play it, and you can usually guess on how much fun it is. And yeah, it's a good way if you're on the fence on buying games.
And the Rad Brad is a YouTube channel star. He does talk through his walkthrough, so if you're not a fan of that, you're not gonna like Brad because he is a silly bitch.
Oh God, he's so funny though.
Yeah,
it's
he
hilarious.
is funny. But if you're not a fan of walkthroughs of people talking, then he's not it. But if you just don't like playing video games, but you like watching somebody else do it, Brad's your man.
Yep.
Back to what I was saying. We like gay people.
Yep.
My favorite gay person in the world is
Neil Patrick Harris.
Oh no. Not that I don't like NPH, but he's not my favorite gay person ever. My favorite gay person is the kid Kurt from the Glee show. I don't know his real name, and I prefer to keep it that way. But he is my favorite. We're just silly people. This is why we started this podcast. We just go hand in hand together.
Yeah. We need to get our special brand of comedy out to the world.
Yeah. So, thank you for tuning into this awesome podcast. Be sure to subscribe and check out other podcasts. Podcast number 1, obviously. And next week, we'll talk about some more randomness with you. But until then, stay sexy, have fun, and stop having sex. Because you will get chlamydia. And you will die.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or you'll have a good time.
Either or.
Yeah.
Somebody is going to get some sex.
Yeah.